Alright everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the F123 Driver Career Mode with Alfa Romeo, episode number 21 today for the Spanish Grand Prix of Season 2, round number 5. If you missed the previous episode at Monaco, uploaded last week, I recommend you go and check one out before seeing this one, because spoiler alert, my gearbox blew up in that one, which is such a shame. We had the strategy there, starting on hards, moving to mediums, but in the end, it wasn't to be, and that leaves us down in 8th place in the championship. Not really looking for victory, but you know, I would probably be happy if we kept 8th place this season. But considering the fact that, you know, there's like Gasly and about, you know, we've got some faster drivers behind us, we need to upgrade. And it's sort of, we've got lots of upgrades and not enough points, basically. Tyre wear is one that I think is going to be ERS, the engine power side of the thing has been a bit bad. I decided to go for a minor drag reduction upgrade because I can fit that and this ERS upgrade, which is going to unlock engine power as well. So that's going to come in for Canada. The other one will be slightly less as well. Couldn't have enough for a durability upgrade, but we will look at durability. It's low on the list, which is probably why we've had a failure already as well. But we move to qualifying then to Spain. I'm not going to lie, Spain on F123 isn't such a good track for me compared to F122. I haven't put my finger on how to get yet why that is, because considering the fact F123 is just F122 but with more OP high speed cornering and less for the low speed, yeah, I kind of think that I might need to look at the setup again for that. But anyway, I've talked halfway through. We're now down in P14. We are 10th and a half up, so we come through then into the end of the middle second DRS zone, as well, always for that blind corner. Then up to turn 10, of course, the revised layout introduced a few years ago, as well. I actually prefer that corner as well, through this corner, and then obviously through this new section, which is just flat out through this corner, not flat through the final corner, but we do gain time for that. I don't want to end up on that green and white strip there, and it is enough for only P15. Not great, but then if we look when our teammate is, who's a two-time world champion, he's the local favourite, and he's only just ahead of us by 8/10, so 800ths even, excuse me. So I'm happy with where we are relative to our teammate. I'm not happy where the car is, but we'll always be starting in P14 because Gasly got a penalty. So yeah, well, we'll see what we can do from 14th on the grid. It's time for the race. It's time for the Spanish Grand Prix.
Circuit of Barcelona, Catalonia has been on the calendar for over 30 years now, and it has served up some classics. Michael Schumacher's first win for Ferrari in 1996 in the rain. We have much better weather here today for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the long run down into turn 1. This is a 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging here, to put it mildly. There are 16 corners, but there's still a lot of drama and excitement to be found out there on track. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Bottas, Perez, Oscar Piastri, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sainz, Leclerc, Joe, Hulkenberg, Fernando Alonso, Phoenix, De Vries, Stroll, Gasly, Albon, Sargent, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And we welcome Natalie Pinkham to the comment box once again. Nats, no weather issues to worry about. It is dry and glorious out there. Everyone can focus on the racing.
Well, the regulations aren't new anymore, but the teams and the drivers are still coming to terms with them. I firmly believe it's also track specific. We've seen some wheel-to-wheel racing throughout the year. Some tracks lend themselves better to it than others. I'd like to see it at every race in the whole season. Is that too much to ask?
So here we are down on the grid in P14. Now, race strategy is a bit interesting because Spain, as we know, has been hard for tyre wear over the years, but we seem to have a recommended medium soft strategy in a 50% race. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work. We'll have to wait and see. We're going to start the softs anyway. Maybe have to go aggressive, but 5 lights for the Spanish Grand Prix, and away we go. And it's an okay start, better than that Haas of Hulkenberg, who's not had the greatest start. Alonso is tucked behind the other Haas of Zhou Guanyu. We have a try and look around the outside. Can we get around the outside of Zhou? Yes, gives us the inside, and then we just open the steering for Zhou out, and we've had a good start up to P11, I think that is. As George Russell hasn't had a good start. He was on the front row and he's lost out to both Red Bulls, almost lost out to Yuki Tsunoda as well. So not a good start for Russell. We're having a look at Charles Leclerc now in the Ferrari. We should remember our little contract, but he's holding us up at that point. And our teammate Alonso actually going to have a go at Leclerc as well, although Leclerc gets his elbows out and Alonso has to stick behind. Alonso is on the medium compound tyres, remember, so there's a bit of work to do there as well. We're now watching Piastri and Ocon go side by side. Piastri's been forced out by Ocon. We're just going to have the inside line through the penultimate corner. A lovely little move up to P9. So Piastri got knocked out, forced to take the long way round by Ocon, and we just able to cut in, get that inside line, and then just with better grip of the soft tyre, able to make the most of it as well. Our teammate though is starting to drop back now. He's back behind both Haas cars. There's a lovely little move there for Nico Hulkenberg in the other Haas as well. But up the road we've got Bottas against Tsunoda, so Russell was wise to not lose that position to Tsunoda, because though they have all broken away at the top 4 and everyone else now is battling for P5, although Bottas is now through. Tsunoda is going backwards after his good qualifying. We're trying to get past Esteban Ocon, but we're unable. The back end steps out and we're unable to get past Ocon. We've now got to be careful of Piastri as well. That McLaren is pretty fast as well. We want to try and keep on to P9 for the moment until actual fact. We're going to try and have a look around the outside now of Ocon, but we get on that green rumble strip. Doesn't give the best traction, and Ocon is able to keep P8 for now, all over the back, almost hit him as well. And that is our teammate. And for the 3rd race in a row, only one Alfa Romeo is going to finish. That's really disappointing because we didn't know what Alonso would be doing on those mediums. It'd been interesting to see how he got on, but we are the sole remaining Alfa now. As Piastri would have got in front of us, but he locks up. Leclerc has got that position. We're just going to oblige to our contract, let Leclerc through the P9. There's no point fighting him. We are going to try and fight Zhou. I think we can try and hold on, but the rear end is stepping out all over the place on these tyres. It is really bad now on these tyres, and I'm thinking of an early pit stop, potentially going aggressive. But that's Ocon. Ocon is gone. He's facing the wrong way. Let's see what he was. Spinala as well. Leclerc goes wide. I go the inside, and then the AI go wide until Ocon decides to reverse into a Williams there. Bad luck for the Williams there. And the safety car has been deployed just as I entered the pit lane. So I was thinking of going aggressive, but because the safety cars come out, I'm thinking a little bit of a gamble here. We're going to try the safety car's going to be out for a couple of laps. I'm thinking hard tyres. should be able to take us to the end of the race. Stroll was the Williams involved there. He's been unfortunately given a 5-second penalty as well. Now, a few soft tyre runners have come into the pits. Not Valtteri Bottas. So it's McLaren 1-2. Bottas leads from Piastri. Max Verstappen, though, is your de facto race leader. Some have decided to do a 2-stop as well. So, yes. Tsunoda in front of us is on a 1-stop. He is trying to go to the end of the race like us. These medium, we got 25 laps to do on this medium. Oh, so close to Tsunoda there. Didn't want to get that close with the move, but it's important we don't get slowed up there here and try and make progress, because we can give it a second chance by this safety car to get a good position here. But it's about what state our tyres are in at the end of the race. Already Verstappen's trying to use his new mediums to get past I think that's Oscar Piastri, who's yet to pit, of course, from the medium, from the second place as well. Now having a look around the outside of Sainz. Sainz gives the room, yes, almost on the grass, on the inside of the next corner. I got a little bit late, a little bit wide, and try not to go in the back of Russell. But we have got the position up to P8, so we'll start to make some good progress, to say. A little bit off the grass, didn't want to go off the grass, and then we had to go a bit late into that corner to avoid going in the back of Russell. So yeah, now though the tyre wear is really extreme. We've only been on these, they're 8% already on the rears. We were already up to lap 12 as we got Russell coming to get Perez as well with the straight lines. What straight line speed we have and a bit of ERS. That's a lovely little move there. 2 in 1. Well, as I say, Russell didn't want. We had to go down the middle there to be able to get the position. Just look at that helicopter shot of about 6 cars in the space, all badging for position as well. So we're now looking at Gasly and Piastri. This would be for P3. So yeah, although I suspect Perez will probably overtake us. He's in a much faster Red Bull as well. He's on our inside. We've got to make sure. Can we follow them through? No, there's no space down the inside. Again, the rear end steps out. I'm thinking it's the setup that's causing that. Perez has actually lost out to George Russell there. I think he could go to the end of the set of mediums, but it's an awfully long way to go on a set of mediums. He's probably going to stop again. Perez actually gets back in front of Russell, so while they're easily battling, we need to make the move. I'm going to start with Oscar Piastri round the outside turn 10 as Alexander Albon is out of the race. The Alfa Tauri has decided doesn't want to do any more, as another Williams gets held up by Albon. It's not been Williams' day, but then they have got 2 paid drivers on their books, as it's a comfortable move with DRS to overtake Gasly as well. Norris, he's going to have to stop again. Verstappen we won't be seeing again, even if he has to stop again. But Norris does have to stop again, because he started on the soft tyres. The softs will definitely not get him to the end of the race. Verstappen, he can go to the end of the race from here like me. We are trying to get to the end of the race, but obviously we have got Russell. I'm going to let Russell go here. I think he's going to stop again. My tyres are screaming already. We're at 26% in its lap 18. And I've got a theory about why, with these tyres, why the AI can go longer on their tyres. The player has definitely worse tyre wear on F123 than the AI, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And now Perez is going to come past. Norris has come in for his second stop. But funny enough, we are going to come back at Perez the following lap. Perez is unable to get past. We're keeping Tsunoda, and I was thinking about another pit stop here at this point, onto a set of medium tyres to take us to the end of the race. However, slower cars are in the way of the 2 stoppers, and I'm thinking that Magnussen and De Vries are both up there in the way. So as long as we hold off, they are coming. The likes of Norris, Russell and co, they are coming, but not just yet. Tsunoda and Perez are also coming with DRS, and Tsunoda's going to blast past it. I'm willing to work with Tsunoda and Perez to try and keep this podium alive as well, and have the DRS. DRS is so crucial down this main straight that we need to make sure that we get it every time. We're only just able to get past Tsunoda in the brake zone around the outside there as well, but Norris has cleared Bottas. We're hopefully trying to cause Norris to get into Bottas, but again I'm going to block off Norris there, make sure that we need to make sure we get DRS, because if we don't get DRS, now everyone's close together, there'll be 4 or 5 cars blasting past. With Tsunoda, it also gets a chance to try and save some battery as well as we are working together, as Bottas is having a go at Norris. I prefer Bottas is on the same tyres. He's got younger HARDS, but I prefer Bottas to be the one behind Tsunoda than Norris as well. Magnussen is just flying in that Alfa Tauri. It's a bin bag of a car, but it's the worst car on the grid, and he's having a fantastic race. The same can't be said for Leclerc. Car number 16 is down in P16 at this moment in time. Lap 27, now the problem has come where Norris has followed us through with the DRS, and Norris has got in front, and Bottas have both got in front of Tsunoda, so bad there for Yuki. Now Norris is going to be the one that keeps getting overtaken. We don't want to let him, the DRS detection point is in an awkward place at the penultimate it's on the exit entry really into the final corner, but just look at the DRS. We're not even halfway down the straight, and we're able to just blast past as well. Behind, look at Magnussen go. He's not dropping off at all. He's going around the outside. He's going for this. These positions, these points could be crucial for a team like Alfa Tauri as well, in their fight for the bottom as well. As we're watching on board with Sainz, lap number 30, and he's got a puncture. Wow, I don't think I've not seen a puncture for the AI on an F1 game for about 2 years, since F1 2021 I want to say. First time I've seen it on this year's game, definitely. Let me know if you've seen an AI have a puncture in the comments below, as we're now once again going around the outside of Lando Norris. A little bit close there. Did we make contact with Norris? We got right on board, we pinched him. There's a slight bit of contact there as well, only slight, didn't want to make that contact, but now Norris has dropped a bit and it's his teammate. He's gone deep into the turn 10, and Russell is going to take the podium away from his teammate as well. Our tyres are at 70%. Whoever thought we could do soft medium around Spain needs their head examining, because that is not impossible. The levels of tyre wear we've experienced today, we would have pitted lap 12 I think it was, and done 21 laps on a set of medium. But absolutely not. As well, Sainz on a new set of tyres, sets fastest lap. We're going to cut Russell off at that corner and try and force him into Bottas there. Here's a replay of what happened there. Russell got the better exit, obviously he's got his fresher medium tyres, but we're not, we just closed the door on him. Arguably we could have let him a little bit more room, but that corner is very tight as well. So look at the rear, 72%, absolutely disgusting. We managed just to survive up to the line. It's a second podium of the season. Another safety car has given us another second place after our second place at Jeddah. We'll take that to start in P15. Mad. Before the safety car, Magnussen got P7, Gasly P8. Both of those started way down. We started P14, not P15, excuse me. We qualified P15, started P14. Max Verstappen, he could have pitted for another set of softs or medium should he wanted to, and has still come out in the lead. He was that far because we were all squabbling. You can see how quick, our fastest laps 3 seconds slower than Sainz, who set fastest lap at the end. So that second place brings us up to P5. Norris has still got a 17-point lead over Verstappen and Perez, but obviously he'll be miffed with P5 today. Alonso hasn't scored for a couple of races now since the opening round, so we want to try and get Fernando scoring again. In terms of the constructors, we're in the precarious P4 position in the front with Aston Martin and McLaren. Haas and Alpine are also floating around. First points for AlphaTauri take them ahead of Williams, as Fernando has announced his retirement. Fernando has decided he doesn't want to race with this team anymore. He doesn't want to race in Formula 1. He'll be heading out the sport. I feared this would happen at the end of the season, but it looks like Fernando is going to be going mid-season. This is a thing that has been altered for F123, where the drivers can retire mid-season. So after Britain, my home race at Silverstone, we will have a new teammate for the Belgian Grand Prix. I think that's what's going to happen. I haven't yet got to that point to see what happens. So yeah, let me know who you would take at a teammate if you were Alfa Romeo, within reason, being realistic in the place we are. Who do you think the game will choose for us as a teammate? In the comments below. If you are new around here, then please do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. The next episode at Canada, by the way, will be out later this week. So until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.